tidal rapid.
Never been so scared in my whole life.
What are we doing today, Ray?
We're having a little play on the Menai Straits. Yeah, another Telford bridge. Can't get away from
You're
Telford.
obsessed.
I'm obsessed with Telford. I can only do rivers and straits if they've got a Telford bridge. No, not true. Anyway, we're at Menai Bridge on Ynys Môn on the Isle of Anglesey, and we're going to launch and go under Telford's bridge, the Menai Bridge, into an area called the Swellies, which will be quite quiet now. It's beginning to die off the tide, through the Britannia Bridge, which originally was Stevenson's, and then we'll come on down here somewhere. The tide is going to turn around 12:30. We'll get slack water in this area, and then we can come back and there'll be some good play places here. Just so that everyone knows, this is my own little, you get these things called tidal streams atlases. And this is a little footnote. I'll give somebody that to hold. This is a little footnote in one of them. Normally you can have one for the whole of the Irish Sea or the whole of the west coast of Scotland, but that doesn't give you any detail. Menai Strait has a complex in and out because it fills from both ends. So it starts filling at the western end an hour before it starts filling at the eastern end, and that causes all sorts of issues here, like you can get where the tide turns and goes the other way, but the tide continues to rise for another 40-50 minutes, which catches people. The car park I'm parked in over there this morning may have been underwater, and I have seen cars up to the doors in there because people didn't calculate the tides. High water in Dover this morning was at 8:15 approximately, and these arrows tell me which direction it was going at 8:15. So if we go at an hour later, that's 9:15. This is 10:15, this is 11:15, and it's really beginning to slow off now. In fact, at the eastern end, it's already beginning to flow out, still running through the Swellies. What this is two separate diagrams and a little note here, and so that I don't have to think, I've cut them all out, pasted them, put this little piece of information. So this is actually what it is. This isn't to scale, but I don't have to think anymore. I can just look at this. So this is 11:15, it's dying, and still a little bit there at 12:15, and then it starts flowing back through this way 1 o'clock.
So Ray, you've got those pre-cut and laminated, and you've just written on the relevant times.
Yeah, what I could do is, if I wanted to, yeah, those aren't right for today. That was another one I've not wiped it out.
But that's basically what you do. You
just write the real times for the real day, and you do it on this calculation. Now, the only other thing you want to look on here is, if you look at it, it's got 0, 5 and 10 for the speed through the Swellies. That's pretty impressive if you don't know what it is. Any idea what those are? Well, it's on the sea, so everything's calculated in knots, but it's 1.0 and 0.5 knots. This is on a neap tide. We're close to springs, which is the larger number. Yeah, so every fortnight it rotates around. You don't tend to put dots into these numbers for work on the sea, on charts, because you get little spots of mildew, dirt on a chart, and suddenly the speed has changed totally. Yeah, so the convention is it's done in tenths of a knot, so 1.0. But that saves me having to think about what's happening at various parts of the straits. Actually, today, pretty well irrelevant, because I know it's going that way in the area we're doing to about 12:30 slack, and we can come back. But if I was doing a longer journey on the straits, this is what I would use to do my planning. Saves me having to do a lot of calculation. And the thing is, the slack water point, because of emptying from both ends, filling from both ends, the slack moves up and down the straits. It's quite a weird phenomenon. I stopped bothering to think about it, just follow the diagrams. So there you are, that's what we're doing today. A little bit of salty stuff. Yeah.
So far it had been a gentle run on placid waters, but things were about to change. As we waited, the water started to move.
Just paddle fast.
That's hard work. It's really hard work. Hard work, Ray?
Yeah. I didn't want to crunch my paddle in the shallows back there.
You've got the new swanky whitewater paddle.
Yeah, and I want it to stay nice and swanky.
It's unlike you. So what's going on here, Ray?
Well, we're in a tidal rapid. We're in between the two bridges, an area called the Swellies normally. No, the Swellies is actually the rock just down there, and we're on. Well, Lena and Krista are stood on the cribbin. And the cribbin is it just means ridge in Welsh, so it's a ridge, or sorry, cribbin in this case. It's a ridge of rock that runs out and almost closes the channel. So behind me, when you see boats come through at high water, if they've got any draft to them, they come through tight on that far shore there. And it is a narrow channel, but what's happening now is the tide rises at the western end of the strait. It's beginning to pour over the cribbin and giving us some tidal rapids with mighty boils and Lots of fun
And a bit of a workout.
and a bit of a workout. Doing laps, as the modern boys call it.
Yeah. Look at that. Mother of all ferry guides. Woo! That's shifting. You reckon to that moving water, James?
I've never been so scared in my whole life.
Really?
No, it's quite impressive, quite powerful. Just to practice on. Just playing with angles to get across the water. And
So what you've been practicing, ferry glides and S-turns, yeah?
yeah. And there seems to be a tiny difference between getting it right and getting it very wrong.
Uh-huh. You didn't get it very, very wrong there. You're still in your boat.
Still several hundred yards to go before it's that wrong. But yeah, very, very impressive.
Good day.
Pretty as well.
It is. Now the sun's going down. Look at that.